by Srila Prabhupada. They can't falsely claim to be sannyasis or mahatmas. Mahatmas means you're supposed to raise the consciousness of the people, general, in general. Text 16.
Prasajjati tvapi lata bhujashrayas tajashraya vyaktapadatvichaspriha Kvachit kadachit dharichakritastrashan Sakhyam vidhatte bakakanka gridhahe.
Sometimes a living entity in the forest of material existence takes shelter of creepers and desires to hear the chirping of the birds in those creepers. Being afraid of roaring lions in the forest, he makes friends with cranes, herons and vultures. These are analogies referring to things. In this case, the creepers are arms of the wife. The chirping birds indicates he wants to satisfy himself with the wife. And then the roaring lion means he's about to die, like that. So, in this material world, the living entity wants to enjoy, he wants to be happy. He wants to be in the arms of his wife or husband and hear the sweet voice or the rough voice, depending on how you want to look at it. Later he sometimes takes shelter, right, of gurus and sadhus, because he's thinking, I'm going to die, I should do some good seva, so they'll come to the temple and sponsor something. But then they can't follow the four regulative principles, they can't follow many of the instructions the sadhus telling them. So then they go and seek other gurus, other sadhus, false gurus and false sadhus, who give them false information. So they are known as the cranes, herons and vultures. So therefore he ends up being cheated everywhere he goes, because he is not taking shelter of the Supreme Lord. Yeah.
This analogy, you know, the Shastras, each and every analogy is so significant. Like crane, you know, it's described that crane, it stands on one leg.
One leg, yes.
So it's like an austere sannyasi, someone's attracted, you know, going there, but actually it will eat you. Similarly, heron, what it does is that in the sun, in the swarms, it spreads out its wings. And so it creates a shadow.
For the
so
fish.
The insects and bugs, they come, oh, this is nice shadow, I'm taking the shelter. But then it will eat them. So similarly, when you approach a false guru, it's the same thing. But all these analogies, each and every,
they have a meaning, yeah. So therefore it's called so-called gurus and sadhus, crane, herons and vultures. Text 17.
Tairvanchitoham sakulam samavishan
Tairvanchitoham sakulam samavishan
Arochayan shilam upaiti vanaran
Arochayan shilam upaiti vanaran
Tajjatirasena sunirvritendriyai
Tajjatirasena sunirvritendriyai
Parasparo dirikshana vimstrita vidai
Parasparo dirikshana vimstrita vidai.
Being cheated by them, the living entity in the forests of the material world tries to give up the association of these so-called yogis, swamis and incarnations, and come to the association of real devotees. But due to misfortune, he cannot follow the instructions of the spiritual master or advanced devotees. Therefore he gives up their company and again returns to the association of monkeys or simply interested in sense gratification and women. He derives satisfaction by associating with sense gratifiers and enjoying sex and intoxication. In this way, he spoils his life simply by indulging in sex and intoxication. Looking into the faces of other sense gratifiers, he becomes forgetful and thus approaches death.
Face of other sense gratifiers.
Yeah, I mean,
everyone is like me.
the point is, if oftentimes we think we can do something, but then we don't want to invest the time in it or the training necessary. We want quick results, right? And So they come to the temple also. Many people. You find you preach, right? Many, but not everyone will stay. Many will go away because they cannot, or they are unwilling to give up their sense enjoyment. They think it's unrealistic, and so they go looking for people who are realistic, okay, from their point of view, and they are considered to be monkeys. And monkeys are like greatly renounced. So they all like, no clothing, all, like Naga Babas. But actually Prabhupada says every bunch they have one consort. Like that. It is like that. So, so they are sense gratifiers.
This translation itself, it looks like Prabhupada's purport.
It is.
So now I kind of understand where Prabhupada's purports are coming
from.
The tone of the purport is
actually the whole 5th chapter from Rishabdev until now, a lot of things that Prabhupada used from this section. And then the other section is Prahlad Maharaj. Yeah. So, but in any case, most of these sentences or what is from different parts of the Puranas or scriptures, or he paraphrases them. And that's an amazing thing. So towards the last paragraph, I basically said the same thing, but I'll just read what Prabhupada says. Sometimes so-called spiritualists seeking a spiritual life come to associate with Krishna conscious devotees, like the yoga people, or some transcendentalists, they'll come, but they cannot execute the regulatory principles or follow the path of spiritual life, because they live a very loose lifestyle. They take drugs, they do all kinds of nonsense. Consequently, they leave the association of devotees and go to associate with sense gratifiers. They find people who are like-minded, like them. And these are monkeys, Again, they revive their sex and intoxication, and looking at one another's faces, they are thus satisfied. In this way, they pass their lives up to the point of death. Sad, no? Wasting life. Basically, Prabhupada's point is they are wasting their life, and it's very hard to help them. How to save them. That's what you can see in the tone of his writing. They don't want to be saved, and he's feeling very concerned and unhappy about this. Text 18.
Drumeshuram syam sutadaro vatsalo Vyavayadhino vivashasva bandhane Kvachit pramadad girikandare patan Vallim gritva Grihitva gajabhita astita
When the living entity becomes exactly like a monkey jumping from one branch to another, he remains in the tree of household life without any profit but sex. Thus he is kicked by his wife just like the he-ass. Unable to gain release, he remains helplessly in that position. Sometimes he falls victim to an incurable disease which is like falling into a mountain cave. He becomes afraid of death, which is like the elephant in the back of that cave, and he remains stranded, grasping at the twigs and branches of a creeper. Basically, it's a difficulty in the household life without spiritual understanding. Very difficult. Otherwise, this is exactly what will happen. Sex life and unhappiness, waiting until death comes. Oftentimes you see in the old age homes and so on, if you all go and preach or what, you look at them, how unhappy those people are. They're just waiting for death to come. They're all waiting to die. They want to die actually. Yeah, isn't it sad? And they don't know what to do. And when you go there and give them some kindness and love, you see them transform. You will practically see your preaching takes place. And some of them may take up the process, and that's why we have to preach to them. Text 19.
Katanchit samimukta apadha Punascha satam pravishati arindama अध्वानि अमुस्मिन् अजया निवेशितो ब्रह्माञ्चनो अद्यपि न वेद कश्चन
O killer of enemies, Maharaja Rahugana, if the conditioned soul somehow or other gets out of his dangerous position, he again returns to his home to enjoy sex life, for that is the way of attachment. Thus, under the spell of the Lord's material energy, he continues to loiter in the forest of material existence. He does not discover his real interest even at the point of death. Same situation. Does not know. So Prabhupada quotes this wonderful verse from 7th canto, Nati Vidduswata Gatim Hi Vishnu. Yeah, go on. Durashaya Hi Bair Artamanina Anda Yatandair Upaniyamanas Te Pishatantriam
Urudamni Baddha.
Udurami Baddha. Translation? People who are strongly attached or trapped in the consciousness of enjoying material life, they cannot accept they are a leader or guru, or they will only accept those who are in the same consciousness. And therefore, if they do that, how can they actually understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Because they are following people who are blind. Yeah. Must be heavy rain.
Change in temperature does.
Oh, okay. Stress. And then again, Prabhupada quotes Om Tat Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pasyanti Suryo Divi Chakshuratatam Tad Vipraso Vibhanya Jagrivamsa Samjari Vishnu Yat Paramam Padam. Yeah. So they can look, those advanced, they can simply meditate and see the abode of Vaikuntha. And they are not interested in the material energy or material world. But the conditioned living entity is not looking up there into the spiritual world. He is more interested in reviving his material relationship, not his spiritual relationship. Therefore he is captivated in this material. And then he has wonderful so-called leaders who will guide him nicely. Text 20.
Rahuganatvam apihi advano asya Sanyastadandha krita bhuta maitraha Asajjitatma harisevayashitam Jnanasimadaya tarati param
My dear King Rahugana, you are also a victim of the external energy, being situated on the path of attraction to material pleasure. So that you may become an equal friend to all living entities, I now advise you to give up your kingly position and the rod by which you punish criminals. Give up attraction to the sense objects and take up the sword of knowledge sharpened by devotional service. Then you will be able to cut the hard knot of illusory energy and cross to the other side of the ocean of nescience. So here he becomes very compassionate to the king. So he is strongly telling him to give up this thing because the king wanted to know how to become self-realized. So he's saying your position is not safe for you, so you should give it up. So basically that is what he's saying. Alright, he's trying to cut his illusion, all that he has understood. So now he's saying chop that tree of illusion that you're propagating your life in different karma and so on. So text 21. So now, from now, the king is thanking Jadabharat for giving him the knowledge. Okay, go on.
Raja Uvacha Ahonrijan Janmakhila Janma Shobhanam Kim Janma Bhistva Aparair Api amusmin
Kim janma visvaparayepi amusmin
nayat grishikesha yasha kritatmanam
Yayadrishikesha yashamritatmanam
mahatmanam va prachura samagamaha.
Mahatmanam va prachura samanamaha.
King Raghugana said, this birth as a human being is the best of all. Even birth among the demigods in the heavenly planets is not as glorious as birth as a human being on this earth. What is the use of the exalted position of a demigod? In the heavenly planets, due to profuse material comforts, there is no possibility of associating with devotees. So you know where Prabhupada got this, right? From here. Yeah. So even the demigods want to come down. Right? Human birth, Prabhupada says, is a great opportunity for self-realization. One may take birth in a higher planetary system among the demigods, but due to the profusion of material comforts, one cannot gain release from material bondage. Because they have parties every day, every night. 24 hours party. So therefore they have no time for spiritual life. Every day there is some party. No time for coming for Srimad Bhagavatam class. Even on this earth, those who are very opulent do not generally care to take to Krishna consciousness. So you can see why it's difficult in the spiritual. If you are intelligent, Prabhupada says you must associate with pure devotees to get out of material clutches. You must. It's a must, which means you have to spend time with the sadhus or Srila Prabhupada, our association, Prabhupada and his devotees, and do service. So must. So you must spend time reading Prabhupada's book. You have to. There's no question of we can wait 10 years and then later when we are old, when we are about to die, we can read Prabhupada's books. Yeah, you go to hell, man. You can't do those kinds of. You can't make answers like that. No, it doesn't work. From third canto, Satam Prasanga Mama Virya Samvido Bhavanti Ritkarna Rasayana Kataha. Only in the association of devotees can one relish the glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? Just like we are discussing here. If you do it on your own, you won't get as much relishment as when you're doing it in a group like that. Guarantee. Guarantee. You get more appreciation from Krishna. The Lord in the heart becomes very happy because you're talking about Him. So therefore Prabhupada says, just through a little association with a pure devotee, we are trying to associate with Prabhupada, one can become successful in his journey back to Godhead. Just little with Prabhupada. So every day you all should spend some time. Text 22.
Nahi adbhutam tva charanabjarenubhir
Nahi adbhutam tva charanabjarenubhir
hatam haso bhaktiradoksha jemala
Adam saso bhaktiradoksha jemala
Mahurtikadyasya samagamacha
Mahurtikadyasya samagamacha
Dushtarkamulo apahato avivaka
It is not at all wonderful that simply by being covered by the dust of your lotus feet, one immediately attains a platform of pure devotional service to Adhokshaja, which is not available even to great demigods like Brahma. By associating with you just for a moment, I am now free from all argument, false prestige and lack of discrimination, which are the roots of entanglement in the material world. Now I am free from all these problems. Who said that? Similar thing. No, who said? Arjuna said to Krishna, remember?
Freed of all doubts.
Yeah, now I am free of all that. When does he say that?
Ready to act as you.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah, so you can see, once the illusion is gone, now my illusion is gone, he says. Remember? So once that is gone, you are fixed. Nothing will shift you. You are pointed like that, one pointedness. Now aka Kuru Nandana. That one pointedness will come when you have no more illusion. You know this is what I have to do to get out of this material world. If you don't know, then you will do all other nice things, and smile here and there. But if you're really convinced, then you will not smile so much. You become very grave.
Fixed.
Grave. Gravity, because seriousness.
So always smiling not good.
Not like that. I'm just saying.
Gravity in thought.
Yeah? Gravity in thought. Prabhupada likes that. You can smile, you're
I
happy.
don't know to like.
Yeah.
So Sukha
Kautum Bhavya, that's what you are. You can smile every year. Right, so similarly, we see how the king has been convinced totally. Text 23.
Namo Mahabhyo Astu Namah Shishubhyo
Namo Mahabhyo Astu Namah Shishyo
Namo Yuvabhyo Nama Avatubhyaha
Namo Yuvabhyo Nama Avatubhyaha
Ye Brahmanagam Avadhuta Lingas
Ye Brahmanagam Avadhuta Lingas
Charanti Tebhya Shivamastu Ragnam
Shivamastu Rajam
It's okay. You can cook Rajma. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the great personalities, whether they walk on the earth's surface as children, young boys, avadutas, or great brahmanas. Even if they are hidden under different guises, I offer my respects to all of them. By their mercy, may there be good fortune in the royal dynasties that are always offending them. Very nice. He's taking such a humble position. Next verse. 24.
Shri Shuka Uvacha
Shri Shuka Uvacha
Iti evam uttara matah sa vai brahmarshi sutah sindhu prataya atma satatvam viganayatah paranubhavah parama karunikatayopadishya rahuganena shakaranam abhivandita charana apurnava iva nibhrita Karanormi Ashayo Dharanam Imam Vichacharo.
Srila Sukadeva Goswami continued, my dear king, O son of mother Uttara. Who is Uttara?
Parikshit Maharaj's
Who is he?
Abhimanyu. No. Abhimanyu.
Abhimanyu's wife.
Arjuna's daughter.
Arjuna's
No, daughter-in-law.
Daughter of who?
King Virata.
King Virata. Yes. Brother?
Uttara Kumar.
Uttara Kumar, you can say that. Sometimes it's good to know the things. Yeah. There were some waves of dissatisfaction in the mind of Jadabharata due to his being insulted by King Raghugana, who made him carry his palanquin. But Jadabharata neglected this, and his heart again became calm and quiet like an ocean. Although King Raghugana had insulted him, he was a great Paramahamsa. Being a Vaishnava, he was naturally very kind-hearted, and he therefore told the king about the constitutional position of the soul. He then forgot the insult because King Raghugana pitifully begged pardon at his lotus feet. After this, he began to wander all over the earth, just as before. You all should read this many, many times, because it's very important how you deal with devotees. They could be Paramahamsas and they can get angry. Okay? The purport Prabhupada says in Srimad Bhagavatam 3:25-21, Kapila Deva describes the symptoms of great personalities. You all know this verse, right? Ajatra Shatru Santa Sadhava Sadhu Bhushana. Okay. A saintly devotee is certainly very tolerant. He is the friend of all living entities and he does not create enemies within the world. A pure devotee has all the qualities of a sadhu. Jadubharada is an example of this. Now comes the interesting part. Due to the material body, his senses were certainly agitated when he was insulted by King Raghugana. But later, due to the king's humble submission, Jadabharada excused him. Okay? Be clear about this. So they can sometimes exhibit anger and so on. It may not seem compatible, but it is compatible. It is the duty of everyone desiring to return to Godhead to become submissive like King Raghugana. So he was proud, but he became. So that is a key point for all of us. Not just one or two people. All of us. Until the time we die, we should become very submissive. And beg pardon of Vaishnavas one may have offended. No harm, no, you don't have to pay any loan or something to ask for forgiveness. It's free. Vaishnavas are generally very kind-hearted. Therefore, one immediately submits himself at the lotus feet of Vaishnava, one is immediately cleared of offensive reactions. Now, if the other person don't forgive them, then the offense goes to that person. Okay? It's like it's a very dangerous thing. So if you're sincerely asking for pardon and the other person thinks they know better, the Lord will change the thing around. Yes. So the offense will go to the other side and it will go times 2. Something like that, yeah.
Somebody challenged Srila Prabhupada, you are a sadhu, how can you be angry?
Yeah, that is Bhagavad Gita in well, is it that's a big Pandal program one. Bombay?
Prabhupada set an example by himself.
Yeah, then he said, then they say, what do you want finally? Then he said, what I want is I want to give this Krishna speech, Bhagavad Gita, as it is, not like what you are changing. Then they all kept quiet. Yeah.
In another instance, he took a humble position. So he was talking about first class, second class men, and then somebody got up and like, who you think you are a big first class man? He said, no, I am fifth class man, and I'm come to serve you.
Yes. Yeah. So I think according to the individual, he but when it came to these people who professed to know Bhagavad Gita, he was very, very strong about it.
Prabhupada in the end, in Vrindavan, he called all the sadhus and expressed forgiveness to Prabhupada.
Yeah.
He himself set an example.
Yeah. Then let's finish this. Therefore, one immediately submits himself at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava, one is immediately cleared of offensive reaction. That means the action is you should go and ask for forgiveness. If one does not do so, the reactions will remain and the results will not be very palatable. That means you will go through many, many lifetimes sometimes suffering and not get Krishna prema. So don't take a chance, but take a chance on a Vaishnava. Don't take a chance on your luck. Text 25.
Savvira patirapi sujana samavagata paramatma sattvatas atmani avidya pitam cha dehatma matim visarje evam hi anripa bhagavad asritanubhavaha.
After receiving lessons from the great devotee Jadabharada, King Raghugana of the state of Shalvira became completely aware of the constitutional position of the soul. He thus gave up the bodily conception completely. My dear king, whoever takes shelter of the servant of the Lord is certainly glorified because he can without difficulty give up the bodily conception. Prabhupada quotes 13:18 Gopir Bhartupada Kamalaya Dasa Dasa Anudasa. Okay, so here also he wants to indicate that taking shelter of a first class devotee is very beneficial, and he quotes that verse Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sastra quote. Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha, you all should know all this verse. No? So memorize them. So in the purport, couple of lines, Prabhupada says, it has been our practical experience that the first instruction of our spiritual master infused us with Krishna consciousness, so that now we are at least on the path of Krishna consciousness and can understand the philosophy. Now that is real humility. Someone else would say, I know everything. As a result, there are many devotees engaged in this Krishna consciousness movement. The whole world is revolving under the bodily conception. Therefore, there must be devotees all over the world to deliver people from the false bodily conception and fully engage them in Krishna consciousness. Now, he's not saying he has to be everywhere. He's saying devotees should preach. This is a preaching statement. He wants everyone to preach, meaning if you preach, you are actually carrying Srila Prabhupada there. So our mood should be like that, Very important for us to appreciate. Text 26.
Rajovacha. Don't repeat it. Yahava iha bahuvida maha bhagavata tvayabhihitah parokshena vichasa jiva loka bhavadva sahi arya manishyaya kalpita vishayo nanjasa vyutappanna loka samadhigamah atha tad evaitad duravagamam samavetanu nirdishyatam iti.
King Parikshit then told Sukadeva Goswami, my dear Lord, O great devotee sage, you are omniscient. You have very nicely described the position of the conditioned soul who is compared to a merchant in the forest. From these instructions, intelligent man can understand that the senses of a person in the bodily conception are like rogues and thieves in that forest, and one's wife and children are like jackals and other ferocious animals. However, it is not very easy for the unintelligent to understand the purport of this story, because it is difficult to extricate the exact meaning from the allegory. I therefore request your holiness to give the direct meaning. So again, Sukadeva Goswami will repeat it, but in
Different example.
with the same examples he'll give it, but he'll present it differently,
Different.
slightly differently. That's the end of Bhakti and the Purpose of the 5th canto, 13th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, titled Further Talks Between King Rahugana and Jada Bharata. Now, chapter 14. The material world as a great forest of enjoyment. Actually, it is a great forest of suffering. But the point is, they come here to enjoy. Okay. Alright. Text 1.
Sahovacha Saesha Dehapna Maninam Satvadi Guna Vishesha Vikalpita Kushalaku Shala Samavahar Vinirmita Vividha Deha Valibhir Viyoga Samyogadi Anadi Samsaranubhavashya Dvara Bhutena Sat Indriya Vargena Tasmin Durgan Vavad Asugame Advani Apatita Ishwarasya Bhagavato Vishnor Vashavartinya Mayaya Jiva Loko Ayam Yatha Vanik Sadho Artha Para Swadeha Nishpadita Karmanubhavaha Smasanavad Asita Mayam Samsaratvayam Gato Najyapi Vifalabahu Pratiyoghe Hastat Tapo Pasamanim Hariguru Charanaravinda Madhukara Pu Padavim Avarunde.
Alright, from verse 1 to 41, Sukadeva Goswami is going to explain about the problems in or what the forest of enjoyment is all about. Okay. And then after that he glorifies Maharaj Bharata towards the end. Okay. So, translation: when King Parikshit asked Sukadeva Goswami about the direct meaning of the material forest, Shukadeva Goswami replied as follows. My dear king, a man belonging to the mercantile community, Vanik, is always interested in earning money. Sometimes he enters the forest to acquire some cheap commodities like wood and earth and sell them in the city at good prices. Similarly, the conditioned soul, being greedy, enters this material world for some material profit. Gradually he enters the deepest part of the forest, not really knowing how to get out. Having entered the material world, the pure soul becomes conditioned by the material atmosphere, which is created by the external energy under the control of Lord Vishnu. Thus the living entity comes under the control of the external energy, Devi Maya. Living independently and bewildered in the forest, he does not attain the association of devotees who are always engaged in the service of the Lord. Once in the bodily conception, he gets different types of bodies one after the other under the influence of the material energy, and empowered by the modes of material nature, Sattva Guna, Raja Guna and Tamo Guna. In this way, the conditioned soul goes sometimes to the heavenly planets, sometimes to the earthly planets, and sometimes to the lower planets and lower species. Thus he suffers continuously due to different types of bodies. These sufferings and pains are sometimes mixed. Sometimes they are very severe and sometimes they are not. These bodily conditions are acquired due to the conditioned soul's mental speculation. He uses his mind and 5 senses to acquire knowledge, and these bring about the different bodies and different conditions. Using the senses under the control of the external energy, Maya, the living entity suffers the miserable conditions of material existence. He is actually searching for relief, but he is generally baffled. Although sometimes he is relieved after great difficulty. Struggling for existence in this way, he cannot get the shelter of pure devotees who are like bumblebees, engaged in loving service at the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. Such a long translation.
Purport.
But you can see it's a very excellent summary of the Bhagavat. Whole philosophy, material life, the problem, everything is described. So if you just know this, memorize this, you can teach already. You don't need anything else. One translation is enough for you to preach.
Yeah.
So much you can do. It's like a gem.
So I was thinking, Prabhu, like when we were reading the translation, I was thinking like how great Parikshit Maharaj should have been, and how great Shukadeva Goswami
Exactly,
should have been.
he's a genius.
Yeah, he's speaking and then he's understanding at the same time. Parikshit Maharaj.
Of course, yeah. That's his genius. And Shukadeva Goswami can
explaining,
go back and recollect the whole thing again. He hasn't missed any point yet. Right? And you'll see, he'll say the same thing that he said again without missing a beat in a different way. Yeah. So you can see these people are genius, and they are not just showing off, they're actually relishing it. And that's why they can continue speaking on the same topic. And you and I, we may sit and then we are wishing when this guy will shut up. So I can have a break. We are always thinking of a break from spiritual activity. But he's thinking, when I'm not getting no breaks, so I'll be in material things. So it's contradictory behaviors. But you're right, yeah. It's just such a wonderful devotees there. Remember his question he asked, right? 2 questions he asked Shukadeva, right? What were they? Canto 1.
What is the duty of a person is about to learn?
And what we should chant, remember?
Hear about.
Hear about, yeah, that's all. So now he wants to hear more. So therefore Shukadeva Goswami is so happy. Right? So the question is, will we be asking this thing when we are dying? We may say we know this, we know that, but we have to be very careful. So these are such a wonderful, yeah. So looking at the purport, if you really look at the purport, this purport is one amazing purport, because Srila Prabhupada kind of like gives the... He already translated, now he's going to give a purport on this thing which he translated. Anyway, we'll just touch on a few things. First, the first statement, the most important information in this verse is Hari Guru Charana Aravinda Madhukara Anupadavim. Right? Taking shelter of the devotee. Yeah. Very important shelter. Right? Without the devotee, we cannot really get the understanding of the personality of God here. Know how to worship the personality of God. Right? If Srila Prabhupada hasn't given us, how do we know how to pray? We wouldn't know how to pray. No way. I don't think so, unless you are coming from an amazing family, Srimate, Suchinan Srimate, which I know we are not. Maybe some of you are. But yeah. We will be baffled. Super baffled. We will submit our lives to Microsoft or Amazon or what is that coffee place? Starbucks. They're like, our heroes, the CEOs of all this place, they are our veeras.
Heroes.
Yeah. But just see how we have transformed, right? How many years you've been practicing, you can see you've really transformed. You never think about it, but you have transformed. Will you go back again in that kind of situation? No. Unless you commit offenses, and then you are covered. Otherwise you won't. Right? So these are the type of people you want to take shelter. So therefore Guru Krishna Prasadipaya Bhakti Lata. Such devotees can give you Krishna. Yasya Prasada Bhagavad Yasya Prasadan Nagati Kuto. People struggling for existence in the forests or cities of the material world are not actually enjoying life. So that's a very heavy statement, because if you talk to most of these people who are working in your colleagues, they will say they are actually happy, right? But they are simply suffering different pains and pleasures. Generally pains that are always inauspicious. They try to gain release from these pains, but they cannot due to ignorance. Because how to get rid of it, they don't know. Because they are not surrendering to someone who can guide them. Therefore Prabhupada again emphasizes taking shelter of a Guru. Tad vijnartam sa guru vivabhigachet. Very important. Samitpani strotyam brahmanishtam. You have to understand things properly. You must approach a spiritual master in context, right? Sometimes you don't know in context. You think everything is according to the Bhagavad, but the Bhagavatam is speaking the truth, but we don't know in context how to apply. So you need the guidance. So you have to ask, humbly ask and say, look, I am struggling still. Why? I've tried it, I've been doing chanting and following, I'm still struggling. Why? What else should I do? That is the scary part, right? Because you don't want the Guru to say, okay, give up. Give up everything, now come to me. Yeah. But you have to ask, otherwise how are you going to get out? Otherwise we are stuck in this forest. This is a big forest. All the cities are urban jungle, they say, or concrete jungles, you can say also. And every day you see people are struggling. So much they are struggling. Coming and going, right? You can't see so much here in US because they kind of shut down after a certain time. But I've been in China and Hong Kong and so on. It is non-stop. The place just goes on and on. For us, we think, 9:30, 10 o'clock, time to sleep. They are just going for the third shift. They go morning like 6, 7 o'clock to work, come back by 12 or 1 o'clock, then eat, and then they rush out 2 or 3 o'clock and come back again 7, 8 o'clock, eat and then go, and then come back again 2, 3 in the morning, sleep for a few hours, then start the day again. Yeah, just to make some extra money. Not even for their own enjoyment. They're thinking their children's enjoyment. So this hard struggles going on, constantly coming and going.
But lecture Srila Prabhupada says man has to travel 3 hours just for the work, and sometimes a child for 4 years he doesn't see the father. He's, by the
Yeah,
time
in
he
the
wakes up,
old days or like that, yeah.
Bombay is like people living far.
Yeah. In the
The
old days,
previous chapters purport.
yeah, Prabhupada.
Train travel. That is Bombay.
It is like that. Nowadays you all don't know. Nowadays you can do Skype and still see the father, mother or something. FaceTime, no time. Yeah. So you can do that. But in those days they'll go for months. Even now the pujaris are like that. In ISKCON. The wives in India, they are here. Then once in a few years they go there and come back, they have 3-4 children like that. Yeah. And children grow up, don't know the father, except through phone calls. Just like Prabhupada writes in Bhagavad Gita, right? The turtle meditates on the eggs. So the child grows like that, thinking my father is in America. And then he grows up, or she grows up like that. But here the same thing, you struggle. You are from a young kid, you struggle, right? From the time you realize something, you have to work hard in school. Your parents will chastise you if you don't get the grades. Right? And then you try your best, and then you go to high school, then you go to college, then you get some degree, and then everyone will expectation. Whole family, whole yatra has an expectation for you to succeed. Right? Your whole village will think, oh, we have a representative going to the city to work, something like that. So then you go, you work hard, so hard, you're thinking they'll be happy, you come back, they say, what are you doing? You say, I'm doing, oh, what is that? We didn't send you to the city for that. We didn't send you to America to do that. Right? Right? They talk like that. Then you'll feel, oh, I haven't really pleased them. They're not happy with us, Why you go to America and become a devotee? Right? I didn't send you to America to become a devotee.
Wash dishes.
Yeah, I sent you to America. I tell you what, when I was preaching in Dallas many years ago, right? And so these Indian boys were there. So we were preaching to ask them what are they doing. They're all in college dorm, they're staying. So they say, oh, we work, we make money. You say, where you work? McDonald's. What is your background? I'm Brahmin. But he's serving. So I was thinking, you are fallen. You are not a Brahmin. So this is the hard struggle, because they want to save a few. I mean, I understand they need the money, they have to do, but why do that kind of job? Part of the slaughterhouse. From growing up without any blemish, they came in with one nice smack to do, right? Totally, and it was a conscious decision.
And they start eating Big Macs.
Yeah, some of them will be eating soon, or probably have by now.
I had seen one who was like that, Paka Brahman, when he came here to do masters.
Prabhu, that is normal now actually. That's very normal. People who are like Brahmins, they actually remove their thread, and then they do everything.
And then they put back after that. What nonsense!
There is one guy who gave another explanation. There used to be one Brahman in India, he was very clean. So whenever he used to go to London for business trip, he will eat.
Oh, rascal.
And then one person asked him, so Mr. Madan, so how come you are doing this? He said, no, these are not Indian cows, I can eat.
Oh my God. Let's see, rascals. So they are actually demons in the guise of Brahmins.
In Bengal they made official.
Brahman, Rakshasa Brahmins.
No, Brahman can eat meat. Yeah. Okay. So officially they can eat meat.
So that's because some fools say, and then you become a fourth class guy saying I make it law, and you follow, you are fifth class.
So Brahman can eat meat.
Right? So this is, you can see, how one can get out into this world and become lost. You may have good background and so on. So Prabhupada's purport actually mirrors the verse. Everything in the verse you are reading in the translation, Prabhupada's purport is mirroring it. He's giving us a better understanding. So his point towards the end, he says this Krishna consciousness movement has been started to give an opportunity to all the members of human society who are misled by foolish leaders.
So Prabhu, I keep actually in our Bhakti Gita class, we keep getting this question actually. Prabhuji can correct me if I'm telling something wrong. So people who are actually like very simple and it's very difficult for them to actually take up the process because they are struggling for their basic necessities.
I know.
So what is the we cannot actually tell them that okay, you are not following this, you have to actually become fully Krishna. It's actually not possible because they are struggling for their basic necessities. Like when you were telling that Hong Kong example, I was thinking like they should be making money, but then what is the point of actually working 3 or 4
jobs,
shifts and
but then
we are so lucky here that okay, Krishna has given us everything, but if we put ourselves in their shoes, then maybe
generally if you are struggling for existence, then you'll do all kinds of things just to meet that basic needs. You will find the best qualities come out when you are very poor. That means the worst qualities comes out. When you want money, you steal and stuff like that. But in a community, you'll see people who are because they probably don't have enough, therefore they steal and so on. Sometimes you see, right? Nowadays I don't think so, but in the early days we used to see devotees will all come to temple to take prasadam and stuff like that, because they can't go anywhere else. They don't have the money, they don't have jobs and so on. So the poverty makes the worst qualities to come out. Particularly nowadays, grihasthas need a job, but that job should not provoke anxiety.
But what is the way to actually preach to such kind of people, Prabhu, who are struggling for their basic
For them, no,
necessities?
they have to start slow. Offer prasadam at home. Come to the temple first. Do that. Chant a few rounds first. That's all. You can't expect them to quit everything. They can't. Once one is purified sufficiently, then the decision they make is meaningful for them, right? At the present moment they don't know, they're struggling, and so you are forcing them. So therefore it's not possible for them to make such decision. So therefore you encourage them to just add a few things in their life, not take away. You cannot say no. Rather you say offer and come to temple. That's it. You can't tell them don't give up this, give up that. You have to know them very well, then you understand. Otherwise it's not possible, because they are working 8 hours a day with weak armies. So they're not going to get purified easily. What to speak of all of you? You guys are working with such people also. So for them, do the offering at home. Eat, try to become vegetarian first. Maybe they can't even do that. So if they can't do that, then either you tell them come once a week, or you give them prasadam whenever you can, like that. So that over a period of time it'll take some time. Just like to take up the process, you may have gone through millions of lifetimes just to get the shraddha. It's not like everyone thinks Agyata Sukriti. I one time, no. Lifetimes of Agyata Sukriti just to get shraddha.
The devotee who actually was helping me in my Krishna consciousness. I was eating meat and he knew. He is Aja Prabhu. He is architect of our temple. Now he moved to Sacramento. So for 2 years he was just a very good friend of mine. He never preached nothing. Just friendship, giving prasadam. And when we eat prasadam, at that time he'll tell some Krishna's last passion. And after 2 years, and then he saw that, okay, we are taking interest in doing service. So it was like what I felt was very gradual. He first gained the confidence, and then he just casually said once, it's not good to eat meat. But because I had confidence on him,
Of
I
course.
thought of what he's saying.
So it takes
So
time.
it was a very gradual process. He never
Exactly.
forced something on me.
Yeah, out of
I can-
affection,
Yeah, exactly.
he brought you to Krishna consciousness. So one way is to give a lot of love to them, and they will believe and trust you. But we never force. We never force. Our movement is not based on forcing people. Prabhupada never forced anybody. They just joined. So don't force when you're teaching, when they ask that kind of question. Then you say, when you're ready, you will do it, like that, yeah. When you're ready, you talk to me, I'll tell you how to do it, but don't get so excited. If you're too excited also, sometimes you may not like what I say, yeah. But anyway, yeah, we don't force. Yeah. You have to see also, where they are at. Sometimes they are really struggling, no money,
Yeah.
so they have no time. When you are struggling like that, how can you even think of God? They will be thinking God is not helping me. They will be offensive. Yeah. So anyway, nice.
Yeah, we used to always get this question in our class actually, because they used to always tell in countries where there people are struggling to meet their basic needs, like how do we even go and tell them?
Yeah, those countries you are not there. You are here now. You do it first. Right? You do first, then after when you are ready, you will get the intelligence how to help those people there. The way the Christians preach, they go to South India, right? Now they're doing in South India. So what they're doing is, they go there and they tell the people, pray with us. And then they say pray, so everyone prays. So poor people. They say, what do you want? They say, I need some facilities, a car or this. And then they'll say, let's pray and let's see if Jesus will give you. So then they call the people outside in the city and they bring the car for them. Because they have all the funds, right? The Christian missionaries. And that's how they preach in South India. And then they say, Jesus is so kind.
Bengal. In Bengal we went for the yatra.
Yeah.
Like every town, small town, like Vidyanagar, where.
Yeah, within.
Yeah, so that place. Like in that place there are like 5 or 6 churches.
Yeah.
It's such a
Even in Andhra,
Prabhu,
very small
converting
villages.
like cities together.
And every child I
Villages.
saw, every child had cross.
With cross.
Every child.
Villages together, they're saying converted.
Yeah, I'm sure. Because when I was flying back from Houston to here, there were a few young men were there, American boys from Seattle, all Christian missionaries, and they were talking about. I didn't know it, when we were about to get down. They were talking about how they were in India and the pictures they took and stuff like that. They're all missionary boys. They've been just coming back. So they send all these young boys, all good looking and so on. So naturally, all the Indians get very excited and convert easily. Yeah. Anyway,
And this have been going systematically for 200 years.
Yeah.
They're slowly getting the success now.
Now they are successful. Ever since TV took off in India, they are easy to convert people. The British, the Muslims, the Turks, everyone tried to conquer India, could not. Utterly could not convince. As soon as TV and McDonald's came, easily converted. Very easily converted. Yeah. Okay, so tomorrow we do from 7 to 8.
Yeah. We can go 7 to 8.
Yeah.
And then after that we can go.
Then you can go.
Saraswati Mataji's birthday.
You should
Huh?
also come.
I'll see.